Huge shout out to my good friend KT Adams and Jason Treadway, who actually owns the featured SC400, for helping out with today's video. Released back in 1991, the Lexus SC400 had a twin brother. At the time, it had a little unknown inline 6-cylinder, only known by one letter and two numbers, 2JZ. A car that was, at the time, targeted towards the quote-unquote lower class Lexus owners, but would later make a comeback once people actually discovered it came with the frickin' same engine as the Supra. On the other hand, and ironically enough, the Lexus SC400 was targeted towards the American market. With its 4.0 liter 1UZ engine, this Lexus was the top of the mountain. It was the king of the hill. So why? Why has it faded into obscurity over its lesser 2-cylinder challenged inline 6 twin? Well, today we're going to find out why nobody shows love to the 1992 to 2000 Lexus SC400.
Awesome, man.
Released in the US in 1992, Toyota spent $400 million. That's 400 followed by 6 zeros in research and development for this engine. In today's world with inflation, that's almost Bugatti levels of R&D on a small little 4-liter Toyota. As you'll soon find out, it wasn't the engine that undermined this car, but the transmission. By the way, if you're interested in getting one of these, which I'm sure some of you already have a marketplace tab opened up as I speak, LOL, you need to know the following specs. From 1992 to 1995, the rear-wheel drive SC400 V8 produced 250 horsepower. That was later bumped up to 260 in 1996. And in 1997, it received a VVTi upgrade to the engine. So if you're doing the math, the car to go with would be from 1997 and up. The engine actually sits behind the front axles, which makes it a front, mid-engine, rear-wheel drive vehicle, which means this would have been a perfect drift car, even surpassing the 240 SX, if and only if it would have came with a damn manual transmission. That's right, although the inline 6 model was offered with a 4-speed auto and a 5-speed manual, the V8 only came with a 4-speed automatic transmission, a very crappy and complicated one at that. But all is not lost though. There does exist many ways to convert the V8 to a manual, and one of those conversions is an SC400 to KA24DE transmission kit. This is the easiest and least expensive way to manual swap your SC400. Using a KA24DE or an SR20 DET transmission. Isn't that the transmission found in some Nissans? Yes it is. Out of the box, the SC400 had a 0 to 60 time of 6.7 seconds and a quarter mile time of 15.2 seconds. However, with a few mods, this old Japanese V8 can really be taken to its full potential. First thing you'll want to do is upgrade the torque converter, then throw in an Apexi, or is Apexi? I'm pretty sure it's Apexi piggyback ECU for a cool and easy extra 10 horsepower. Now you're at 270 overall HP. Also replacing the heavy steel mufflers with some lightweight stainless steel straight through mufflers adds about another 10 HP. You're now at 280. It sounds so good. Okay, now throw in a pair of S&S headers and you're at 290. Of course, you can't forget a cold air intake along with some dual electric fans. And at that point, you're at or very close to a respectable 300 horsepower. Not to mention some parts from the Supra actually bolt up directly on the Lexus SC400. On my last video, people were upset because I shined a light on the well-hidden 2JZ equipped Lexus SC300. Well, today I'm shining a light on the even more hidden Lexus SC400. With a front mid-engined rear-wheel drive V8, hell, I'd take a manual swapped SC400 over the inline 6 any day of the week.
Awesome, man.